Everyone faces hard times in life. Life is not always simple or fair. Sometimes things happen that hurt us deeply. These situations can feel very unfair. This is a common part of being human. No one is exempt from pain or difficulty. These moments can make us question many things. We might feel lost, confused, or very alone. But remember, this is a shared human journey. Many have walked this path before you. When life hurts, the pain you feel is real. It is okay to feel deep sadness. Confusion might cloud your thoughts and feelings. Sometimes anger can rise up within you. These feelings are perfectly natural responses. It is important to allow yourself to feel them. They are your heart's way of reacting to difficulty. Do not judge yourself for having these emotions. They show that you are processing what has happened. God understands your heart in these moments. You are not the first person to experience suffering. Many people throughout all of history have faced big trials. Think about the stories you know from the past. Think of the faithful people in the Bible. They also felt overwhelmed by their problems. They also wondered how they would get through. But somehow, they found their inner strength. Their experiences can teach us valuable lessons. We see that others have walked this difficult path, and they found hope on the other side. Even in the very darkest moments there is hope. A small light can always be found if you look. Pastor Ralf Friedrichs shares a powerful message about this. His words can bring great comfort to your heart. He helps us understand our struggles better. He reminds us that our troubles are not endless. God has a bigger, loving plan for each of us. There is always hope for a brighter tomorrow. Hold on to that hope even when it feels small. It can be your anchor in the storm. Pastor Ralf Friedrichs has a very important message for us. He teaches that God is always in control of everything. This is true even when bad things are happening. God sets definite limits on these troubles. The enemy or our problems have clear boundaries. They cannot go further than God allows them to. This single thought can bring you incredible peace. It means your pain and suffering are not without end. There is a line that hardship cannot cross. God's gentle hand is always there protecting. God's power is wonderfully and incredibly great. It is far greater than any problem you will ever face. He may not always stop all bad things from happening. We live in a world that is not yet perfect, but He does put a firm limit on their reach. Imagine a strong, high fence built around you. Trouble can come up to that fence, but no further. This shows how God actively protects His children. He watches over you with loving care. You are safe within His protective boundaries. Pastor Ralf also reminds us of God's unending goodness. God's deep love for you never ever changes. It is constant, like the sun rising each day. Even in suffering, God has a loving purpose. He might use these difficult and challenging times. Perhaps He uses them to teach you something new, or He might use them to make your faith stronger, or He might use them to draw you much closer to Him. The limits He sets are a part of His loving plan. Trust His wisdom even when you don't understand. This powerful idea can bring you so much relief. It means you are not just tossed around by random chaos. There is a divine, God-given boundary line for your pain. Your present struggles will truly have an endpoint. The enemy, the source of negativity, is not all-powerful. God's sovereignty and His loving care are your shield. Pastor Friedrichs' message points us directly to this truth. It is a powerful truth to hold on to tightly. This ultimate protection comes from God Himself. Rest in the knowledge that He is in control. Pastor Ralf Friedrichs uses a wonderful and beautiful image. He asks us to think about the big wide ocean. The ocean is so vast and incredibly powerful. Its waves can be huge, crashing, and strong. It can seem truly overwhelming, can it not? Sometimes our personal problems feel just like this ocean. They seem to stretch on forever, with no end in sight. They crash over us again and again with great force. We might feel like we are drowning in them. This feeling is common when life is hard. The ocean is certainly mighty and majestic, but it always without fail stops at the shore. God Himself told the ocean its specific limits. He said to the waters, "This far you may come. And no farther than this, God clearly declared. The sand, the humble shoreline is that important line. The powerful waves crash down, but then they retreat. They cannot flood the entire land beyond the shore. There is a defined boundary set by a higher power. This shows God's authority over all creation. Our troubles, your troubles, are like those ocean waves. They can be very frightening when they come. They can be loud, disruptive, and unsettling. They might even feel like they knock you off your feet, but God has set a definite shoreline for them too. He says this to our problems, just like the ocean. This far you may come, and then no farther now. Your pain, your struggle, has a God-given limit. It will not be allowed to consume you completely. God's boundary ensures your ultimate safety. This simple picture gives us such great and lasting hope. Just as the ocean tide regularly goes out, receding, our difficulties will also lessen and pull back. The storm raging inside you will eventually pass. The waves of sadness and worry will finally calm. God's boundary is His unwavering promise to you. It is a visual reminder that your suffering is not permanent. There is always a shoreline of hope in sight. A place of safety and rest is always near. Look for that shoreline in your life today. Pastor Ralf Friedrichs also teaches another vital truth. God does not just set limits on our troubles. He also lovingly provides a clear way through them. He makes a definite path for us to walk on. This is true even when we cannot see it ourselves. God is always working behind the scenes for our good. He opens doors that we thought were locked forever. He gives us the strength we need for each step. He guides our feet along the path He has made. He never asks us to face things alone. How exactly does God help us get through these times? This way through might not always be an easy path. It might not be the quick fix we would choose, but it is always a path that leads forward. God gives us wisdom for the decisions of today. He often sends kind and caring people to help us. He grants us small, precious moments of deep peace. He gently reminds us that He loves us dearly. These are all parts of His wonderful provision. He supplies everything we need for the journey. Remember this, hard times are only temporary. This is a very key message of hope for you. Pastor Ralf wants us to know this in our hearts. The pain you are feeling will not last forever. The darkness of today will give way to new light. God has promised that He will never leave you. He will never forsake you in your time of need. He walks closely with us through every single valley. These present trials are not your final story. A new chapter full of God's grace is coming. So hold on to God's great and precious promises. Remember His strong protective boundaries around you now. Trust completely that He is making a way for you. Yes, it is true that life can hurt us deeply, but God's amazing love is so much greater. His incredible power is far stronger than our pain. He is our strong rock, our unshakable fortress. He is our ever-present help in all times of trouble. You are never ever truly alone in your struggles. Hope lives because God lives and loves you.